So we're looking at how to sketch different quadratic graphs. We'll start off with the most obvious one, which is y equals x squared. And here is the graph of y equals minus x squared. So it's worth bearing in mind that y equals x squared is that shape and y equals minus x squared is that shape. Now, not many people have a favourite quadratic equation, but I do. It's y equals x squared plus 7x plus 12. And that factorises to be y equals x plus 3, x plus 4. Now when x equals minus 3, y equals 0. And when x equals minus 4, y also equals 0. That means that at minus 3 and minus 4 the graph is at 0. So the graph is that shape. I know it's that shape and not that shape because it's plus x squared. This point here we said is minus 4 0. This is minus 3 0. This point here, excuse the motorbike passing by the house, is 0 12. How do I know that? Because if I put x equals 0 into here and to here, 0 plus 12 is 12. Now let's think about how to sketch the graph of y equals 6 plus x minus x squared. Because it's a minus x squared, it's this shape. This factorises to be 3 minus x, 2 plus x. So I know that the graph goes through x equals 3 and y is 0, and x is minus 2 and y is 0, and it's this shape here. This point here is when x equals 0, so that's at 0, 6. So this is 3 0. And this is 0 minus 2. Now let's think about sketching the graph y equals x squared plus x plus 6. It's a plus x squared graph, so it does that. But how does it factorise? Well, it doesn't factorise. If you think about the formula x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, you can get some idea about the solution to the equation x squared plus x plus 6 is 0. A equals 1, b equals 1, c equals 6. b squared minus 4ac is 1 minus 4 times 1 times 6, which is minus 23. So the b squared minus 4ac, which is called the discriminant is negative. If the discriminant is negative and we need to take the square root of it, there's no solution because we can't take the square root of a negative number. So that means this graph never has the property that it equals 0. So if we were to sketch the graph, it's going to be something like that. It doesn't cross the x-axis. This point here is when x equals 0. When x equals 0, y equals 6. But it never crosses the x-axis because the discriminant is negative. However, just because a graph doesn't factorise doesn't mean to say there's no solutions. In this case, b squared minus 4ac is 64 minus 4 times 1 times 13. 64 minus 52 is 12, so that's a positive number, so there are solutions. It's just that they're not whole numbers. This graph doesn't factorise. The graph looks something like that. When x is 0, y is 13. To find out these values here, we would need to solve the equation by using the formula. Here we've got a graph with a minus x squared, so it's this shape. Let's think about b squared minus 4ac. b squared minus 4ac is 1 minus 4 times minus 2 times 3, which is 1 minus, and then 4 times 2 is 8, 8 is 24, so it's 1 minus minus 24, so it's 25. The fact that that's a whole number, a square number, 25 is a square number, means it does actually factorise like this. So x equals 3 halves and x equals minus 1. So the graph goes through x is minus 1 and 3 halves. When x is 0, y is 3, so that's 0, 3. This point here is 3 halves 0, and this point here is minus 1, 0. it would have been simpler with that last example to write it as 3 plus x minus 2x squared, and then it factorises like that. Here we've got y is minus 2x squared plus x minus 3, so it's a minus x squared, so it's this shape. Let's think about b squared minus 4ac. b is 1, a is minus 2, c is minus 3. So that's 1 minus 4 times 2 times 3 is 24. So it's 1 minus, and then two negatives make positive 24, so it's minus 23. So there's no point at which y equals 0, so the graph does this type of thing here. It never crosses the x-axis because there's no solutions to where y equals 0. This point here, put in 0 for x, and you get y equals minus 3. What about y equals x squared plus 4x plus 4? It's a positive x squared, so it's this shape. b squared minus 4ac is 16 minus 4 times 4, so it's 16 minus 16, which is 0. That means there's only one root, there's only one solution to the equation where y equals 0. If there's only one root, that means it just touches the x-axis. It's not especially difficult to see that y equals x plus 2 squared, so it just touches at minus 2, so it's that shape here. That's minus 2, 0, and when you put x equals 0 into the equation for y, put x equals 0 into here, that's 0, so y equals 0 plus 4, so we get 0, 4. And finally, let's look at this one. b squared minus 4ac is 16, 4 times 4 is 16, minus 4 times minus 1 times minus 4. So that's 16 minus 4 times 4 is 16, two negatives, so that's 16, so that's 0. So the graph is this sort of shape. The negative x squared and the negative 4 makes it a little bit tricky. It's probably easier to take out the minus sign. So it's x squared minus 4x plus 4, so that's minus x minus 2 all squared. So to make y equal 0, x must equal 2. Now because there's only one root, we know that the graph looks a little bit like that. That's meant to have touched at that point there. When x is 0, y is minus 4.